everybody. Welcome to Impossible Coin. I'm your host, Brian Cartwright. I've undergone the greatest sex change operation the world has ever known. Also, I now relocated to Ohio. Because Phoenix, Arizona is hot and sucks.
Tegan, I have to ask you, are you wearing Brian's face right now?
I am not wearing Brian's face right now, no, unfortunately.
Oh, God.
Brian's actually just out sick. It happens. It's the fall. But you know what that means? It's time for pumpkins.
Colored leaves and girls in tight sweaters?
Yeah, colored leaves, girls in tight sweaters, pumpkins, including pumpkin spice, which I finally had for the first time this year. A Starbucks pumpkin spice specifically, and horror games. Everyone's favorite, except mine.
That goose mod in, Resident Evil is some real shit.
That is some real shit. So, Rocky, has it started getting cool for you yet?
Oh, yeah. We are currently in, light jackets at the moment. Evenings are hoodies, and that's cool. I'm about it.
Can you hoodie all day or no?
I can hoodie all day if I'm outside all day. Indoors, people still regulate the temperature where, it'll heat up after a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds ideal.
Mm-hmm. What about you? Full chill going on up there?
Oh, heck yeah, it's freaking cold. We've already had our first frost. The leaves are mostly gone at this point. I mean, they were here and vibrant and beautiful, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then they were just gone, because it rained.
Oof. All right.
So it's already pretty dreary and spooky. Maybe that's why Ohio's, the most haunted state or whatever.
Mm-hmm. The most haunted state. Oh, man.
Joe got me into checking how many haunted houses all the states have. Uh-huh. So I checked, right at the beginning of October when, the spooks were really starting to come out. And we had 128 registered spooky attractions, and the only state that was beating us was California, and they were only beating us by 2. So, we know how to have a scare time over here.
I think I saw, a headline somewhere where it was, these people will pay you $20,000 to escape this haunted house.
Oh.
Yeah, and there are some haunted houses that have gotten... The haunted house tech has evolved, Tegan.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's this one place in Cali that's especially intense where they really fuck with you. You have to sign a waiver before you go in.
Mm-hmm.
Promising you won't sue. And they'll just be goons that'll, run out and grab you and take you places.
Oh, God.
They'll put you in tight spaces. They'll, shove things in your mouth that, explode. They'll, tie you up and stuff and, put you in these, weird contrived scenes. And it's especially wild. If it's, $20,000 to escape one of those where, you're just riding in, a van or something and then someone just throws you into a haunted house and then you gotta get out alive or whatever. I watched that movie, but, I don't think I'd do that.
That sounds like a no-go for me. Mm-hmm. Honestly. Too much spook.
It is a copious amount of spook.
Yeah, I need, low-level spook, Scooby-Doo spooks.
Oh, also, the Velma cosplays are coming back.
They are, and Velma served a look.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a good one. It's a good one.
Oh, man. That orange sweater haunts my dreams.
Orange sweater, red plaid skirt. Adorable. Not plaid, pleated. I lied.
Yeah, pleated.
I know my shit.
And she no, they're just long socks. They're not thigh highs. I think the cosplayers have just turned it into thigh highs.
They have, because a lot of the red pleated skirts that you can buy online are very short. So to get the right ratio of skin to leg, you have to get a thigh high at that point.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. I fucking love thigh highs.
Thigh highs are ideal, to be fair.
To be fair.
I own so many pairs of thigh highs and no one knows it because I'm always wearing jeans.
You got your down low thigh high collection, Tegan.
I wear thigh highs because it's unacceptable to wear tights under jeans because I'm always so cold. I'm a cold baby. Someone give me a heated blanket. So
my dad used to just bring random stuff home. My dad is kind of a scavenger. That's just the life he's lived. And I didn't have words for it until I was older. I remember when my dad was still, delivering newspapers, he brought home, this woven, blanket. And I think I have it. It's, less than a foot away from me. I love that fucking blanket. And he just brought it home one day when I was like 7, and I'm just like, me and this blanket are going to be best friends.
You thought this was your blanket, Dad. Joke's on you. It is mine.
It's mine now. But also my dad would just like he would also buy like seemingly random things and just give them to us. Like that one year where he bought like 5 $20 DVD players. And so like me and each of my brothers like each got one. So we all had our own DVD player. And my mom and dad shared one, I guess. But there was one year where he actually brought us like tights and like wool like undershirt.
Okay.
And like he bought like a set for each of us, but they were like in this super ugly like Spanx tan.
Oh, okay.
And we were all like, this is whack, like this is terrible. And then like these days, like when I'm like on my own now, I like legit miss those tights because I'm just like, God damn it, this would be excellent if I could just wear these under my slacks.
Because it's cold.
Because it's cold. And my dad was thinking of us. Well, like, sort of. He was also just kind of bringing random shit. But whatever.
I can't wait till we get to the point of winter where I start going, you don't know cold. Let me tell you about the cold as I sit in my negative 30-degree weather.
Yeah, you keep that. No, thank you.
Nope. It's not worth it without the snow, man, anyway. The good news about my new job is I park in a parking garage now, like a parking deck.
Moving up in the world.
And so I'm literally never going to have to brush my car off. I park in a garage at home, I'm going to park in a deck at work, and then I'm going to park in my garage at home.
Nice.
It's amazing. Is this what being a real adult is?
I mean, probably. That's what TV's taught me.
Jeez, it's nuts.
Also, okay, I know you like The Big Bang Theory.
Yes, I do. I do like The Big Bang Theory.
But how do you feel about these new esports sitcoms that have been ordered by NBC and CBS?
I want to see, like, the cast list, and I want to see, like, the, like, trope-specific list that they're gonna do.
Okay.
You know how they do that with anime, where they're like, this one's, like, the cool, aloof character, and this one's the leader of the group, and, like, that kind of thing? Yeah. I want that list out before I make a judgment call.
So I have a thing that I'm hoping for in my heart. Hope it's on the NBC one and not the CBS one. Mm-hmm. But I am holding out for a possible video game high school reunion where they like fucking did it and now they're like doing a broadcast show. And the reason I say this is because
that'd be neat. Okay.
There's a character in Video Game High School. Her name was Jenny Matrix. She's actually, like, the typical hardcore, like, blonde girl sniper.
Right.
She was on Quantico during its run, like, 2015 to 2018. And so, like, now, like, since she presumably has, like, contacts in network television, like, when I saw that, like, shit post where, like, the blonde girl's, like, the romantic interest that, like, could be the healer, but then it's like, no, actually, I'm your new sniper, I immediately thought of Joanna Braddy.
Right. That'd be so good.
I hope that, like, she's, like, involved or, like, starring in this show. Because I think Joanna Braddy is someone that could actually lend real credence to, like, this concept. I mean, I don't think she can fight the forces of, like, the producers of The Big Bang Theory. Like, I think they're going to make her do whatever they want. But if she ends up on the NBC show, it could be a good show. Because she has some chops. Also, there's a character, Key Swan, who doesn't really get work anymore. The actress's name is Ellery Porterfield. She went to Video Game High School, but she was like a dev, but she was also like on the spectrum, but they never really like call it out or anything. Mm-hmm. She was a good actress. Like, I liked her. And Video Game High School was mostly like the Wong's pet project. They got to like, you know, flex their effects chops, which like carried a lot of the show. And like the writing was just like adequately ridiculous for a web series. So, like, if they put real writers behind it, but, like, for all intents and purposes, it's a burning fire until, like, proven otherwise.
Would you potentially be okay with, like, if the guild came on, too?
I'm actually interested in that.
Like, Felicia Day and, like, her group?
Yeah. Felicia Day's... Okay, so, man, I feel really bad. I can't remember her name. Because I know Felicia Day was the star of the guild, and a lot of it was, like, definitely her, but like there was a director producer. She was never on camera, which is why she's like hard for me to remember right now, but she like was essentially like the workhorse, like the hustler that made that show have like the emotional moments that it did. Like she pulled these performances out of people, and I can't remember her fucking name. Kim Evie. That's her name. Kim Evie being involved in this project could be a really good thing. And speaking of the guild, Samdeep Parikh, love of Felicia Day, has aged into a possible role where he could be like a venture capitalist, like trying to run the team.
Ooh, okay.
Like, he could definitely run something like that. Also, like, I'm skeptical about Rick Fox, because, like, I know Rick Fox loves video games, and he's really about the scene, and he's been doing appearances lately. Like, he was on Ballers, and there was another thing that he'd been on. But when they say that Rick Fox is being attached to this project, I also have flashbacks to, like, Rick Fox being on The Big Bang Theory, where he plays, like an ex-boyfriend of, like, the new relationship between like and I was just like, there's better uses for Rick Fox. I know there is, and like hopefully it goes better, but I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm willing to also consider it a dumpster fire until otherwise proven, but I don't want to officially make that judgment call until I see like the cast list and everything to see like what they're trying to go for exactly.
I think I'm going to commit to watching both whenever they come out. Like, I'm going to give them each, 6 episodes, because it's a new standard, I guess. But, it's one of those things that, like, that has, like, a high capacity for good if they're just, like, honest and real about it.
But also a high capacity for, like, a mess.
Yeah, it'd just be like herder video games, and it sets us all back.
I want it to be good, because there's a lot of gaming talent that they could pull in to get views. You know?
I'm actually really interested in, like, some crossover YouTuber stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
well, not just, like, they could do Twitch stuff, too, you know? Crossover YouTuber stuff would be fun. You could get, like, the big gaming YouTubers and then, like, just some fun gaming YouTubers.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, they have a deep bench to pull from.
They do. There are, like, gameplay, like, voice actors and stuff who do play games. Like, the guy who's Connor from Detroit Become Human, he did a whole playthrough of Detroit Become Human. So, like, they could also do something like that, too.
I'm interested in that.
I want to know if they're going to be playing, like, a real game or a fake game.
I'm pretty sure it has to be a fake game. The problem with, like, having them do a real game is that they will ultimately have to sign a deal with whoever makes it. That means, like, production will have to kowtow to, like, that dev's wishes. And those wishes will obviously be, how can we sell more of our game that you're obviously advertising here? Right.
So then, inevitably, how do they make that game that's going to be a fake game available for people to play because people are going to want to play it?
What will probably happen is that they'll do a fake game that's, like, obviously parodying a real one. Video Game High School parodied Call of Duty, Mortal Kombat, Mario Kart, Gran Turismo, Street Fighter, and Guitar Hero pretty fucking obviously. They use very similar overlays and, like, screens when they show the characters doing things. So it's just like, oh man, this really makes me feel like playing Call of Duty. Even, like, the guilds, like, they didn't call it World of Warcraft, they just called it the game. But it was very obviously World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it was World of Warcraft. So, do you think it's gonna be like a LOL Dota sort of thing? Or is it gonna be like Fortnite? It's gonna be Fortnite. They're just gonna straight up fucking play Fortnite. Okay.
CBS is gonna be Fortnite, 100%. No way around it. I'm interested to see, especially with Rick Fox involvement, whether or not NBC does not League of Legends. They also could do, say, like, not Street Fighter or, like, not Mortal Kombat. In fact, if between the two, they'll probably end up doing not Mortal Kombat versus not Street Fighter. Rick Fox's involvement will likely lean on the things that he knows. But if they're doing esports, they want to, like, do, you know, what's hot right now, which will likely either be Fortnite or, like, League of Legends. I think it actually might be League of Legends. It could be not Dota if Valve, like, signs that deal, but, like, not League of Legends would line up with, like, the big 10-year world takeover plan that, like, Riot has, like, announced this past week or whatever.
Right, with their anime and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And they're, like, 8,200 new games that are already games.
I don't want that anime, though. I mean, I want that anime, but I don't want that anime. I want the Star Guardian anime. Like, I just want that.
But Tegan, the Star Guardian anime already exists. It's called Sailor Moon.
It's called Sailor Moon, except, like, Zoe isn't evil. Zoe is evil. I don't know how I feel. Last night, when I was trying to distract myself from watching Blair Witch, I rewatched all of the Star Guardian trailers, like the animated trailers, and I'm just like, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of lore and history, like, in this trailer that now I really want to, like, figure out.
Oh no, Tegan, don't do this. They're not going to give you any clues. That's not how it's going to go.
I know.
Oh man, I want the King's Avatar to come out again.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
This shit was dope. And like they really, the people making the King's Avatar, they fucking get it. They don't have a budget, but they fucking get it. Mm-hmm. And it's just, okay. Well, Tegan, what have you been playing this week?
So I personally played Root Letter. I got through 2 more chapters. So like, this whole thing is like, you have the series of 10 letters that your pen pal wrote you, and the first letter is like an intro letter. The next section of letters describe one of her friends who she mentioned in her first letter, who all have different nicknames. And then you like follow up with them as adults to try and figure out about this girl who's supposedly dead, who died apparently like 10 years before she was your pen pal. Mm-hmm. But you have these letters from her, and you have her picture, and, like, obviously she was a real person because all these people know about her, but, like, she's a ghost or dead or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out. So far I've reconnected. I don't know if I'm I'm not doing the reconnecting, but you know what I mean. With the kid called Four Eyes. And the kid called Monkey. Okay. I don't know. The kid called Four Eyes now works at, like, the municipal office, the, like, city hall sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Doing paperwork for, like, business stuff. Yeah. Not business stuff, but, like, housing stuff. Like, civil engineering sort of things. And he also takes care of, like, stray cats that people find. So, like, if they move and they leave their pet behind, like, he takes it in and tries to find it a new home. Mm-hmm. And, like, he's a bit of a dick, but okay. Okay. The other guy, Monkey, was, like, the star player on the baseball team in high school and has now come back as, like, the coach. Mm-hmm. And he's, like, trying to, like, keep these kids on the straight and narrow and, like, get them to championships and stuff. And, like, they all really respect him. Mm-hmm. And you have to, like, lie to these kids and be like, yeah, I'm your coach's friend from when we were in school together and stuff. And they're like, oh, neat, okay, yeah. And they'll, like, tell you about him. And, like, how much they respect the coach, and, like, they want to make him proud and stuff, but they're worried about him. Mm. And, like, you end up just shouting at people, like, they're being an asshole to you because you're confronting them with a past that they don't want to remember necessarily, and, like, they don't want to acknowledge this girl. Mm-hmm. And then you're just like, you're the one who fucked up the baseball team, their chances at the title, weren't you? And he's just like, it's not my fucking fault I got in a fight. And you're just like, is it not? Are you not in control of your own actions? And then he's like, you're right. And then, like, spills the story and, like, is sad. But, like, you're being an asshole back to them. They're an asshole, but you're also an asshole. So it's like,
we're assholes together.
We're assholes together. And apparently there's a girl who the girl who you're, like, writing, who's your pen pal, she nicknamed her Bitch. And you think you figured out who she is. She's, like, the most popular, like, television host in, like, the little city. Sure. And it's like, you're Bitch, aren't you? And it's just, like, that interaction goes over swimmingly.
Oh, shit, alright.
She's not having it, so, you know. It's cool. It's whatever. I also found out that, unlike other games where, like, if you know how you can, like, kind of, if you go back to, like, the main menu on your Switch, it won't count that time as playtime. Mm-hmm. Root Letter counts that time as playtime. So technically I've played over, according to Root Letter, I have played over 295 hours.
Wait, hold on. I have a question.
Yeah.
So, like,
It's
most
cool.
games, they don't count your menu time as playtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that imply that Root Letter has something to do with its menu?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not positive, but I don't think so. It's just when I went back in, so like I played through the first chapter and then I was like, okay, I gotta like take a break because I gotta do work stuff. So like I just left it like that all week on like the main menu.
Right.
Charging in the dock, no big deal. And then I was like, all right, I got some time on Friday and I'm gonna play. And I like pulled it out and then I was like, well, I should make sure I save because like I don't remember if I saved before I put it on the dock or not. And it was like, playtime, 295 hours. And I was like, huh? Huh? Pardonnez-moi? I have not played that game that much, thanks.
Oh,
but like, God, I don't know. It's interesting. And they did just announce that the sequel is gonna be getting a game.
okay.
So I'm gonna have to play that, I guess, now, too.
Also, isn't there like a movie or an anime that got announced or something?
Yeah. Well, it was like a novel, and then it became the visual novel, and then they turned it into a drama, but it didn't do like super well.
Okay.
So Root Letter, like The Last Answer, is a re-release of the visual novel with like, obviously like updated art and graphics, and like they've also shot everything with real people, so you can use like the real people or you can use the anime ones. Pick your choice sort of thing.
Okay.
So there's that. Like, I don't know. This game's got a lot going on. And I know I think the next one they announced as a drama and a game? It is a film!
Okay.
Root Letter successor, Root Film, to bring its mystery to the West.
I think that's the headline I saw, yeah.
Yeah. They did the trailer, it looks cute. Root Film is about a TV series called Shimane Mystery Drama Project, which was cancelled for unknown reasons 10 years ago. To reboot the project, 3 teams consisting of a director and an actress have been cast, including 23-year-old Rinataro Yagumo, the main character of the game. Da-da-da. Oh, you still have fucking max mode? Fuck that shit. I don't like max mode. Max mode is where you yell at people because they're stupid. Max mode's how you yell at people.
Oh, that's a good one. God damn it.
It's a time.
Oh.
It's something, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Alright, what else has been going on?
We got Outer Worlds. I mean, we didn't get Outer Worlds because we got Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
So we got but we didn't get Outer Worlds, but we got it, but we didn't get it.
You got access, but not a disc.
Right, exactly. And so we were going through pre-built characters first, like the randomizer, to just kind of see, like, what's up, and then we made our own character. And then Alex put, like, a bunch of points in, like, agility and stuff, and he just left himself at, like, average charisma. And I was like, why don't you make yourself charming? And he said, because I'm already charming. And I said, I know. Why don't you make yourself charming?
Oh, man.
Oh, I like that man. He's a good man. But yeah. So, like, we did a little bit of that. We died, mostly. We tripped over some rocks and took a bunch of damage. We got immediately macheted by what I believe to be an NPC wearing, like, a weird mask, who sort of looked like he just jumped out of Borderlands, but not. So,
okay. It's that time of year.
Yeah. And that's about it. Because then it got dark, and that meant it was time to play the spooky game.
Wait, which is the spooky game?
The spooky game was Blair Witch.
Oh, that's a game now?
Yeah, it's a game, and I was tweeting about it last night because it was bad. It was not... Okay. If you are a spooky aficionado or connoisseur, the game will not be that bad. Alex said it went from, like... The game's basically, like, in 2 halves. The woods half and the house half. He said the woods half was, like, a 2, and then the house half was, like, an 8. And when I was watching, the woods half was, like, a 5 or a 6. Like, I was pretty unsettled. And then the house half was an 11, and I had to leave.
Oh, man.
I was like, I need to go. And then I was like, I can't leave because this is a scary game. And I was just like, I can't take off my headphones because no, there's scary things. And then I got a phone call and I was like, aha, I have to leave to take this call. Bye-bye. I have to be an adult for a moment. Be back, except I won't.
Except I won't.
So there is one spoiler that I'm going to say, and it's not like a plot spoiler or anything. It's a spoiler anyone could easily look up, but like, I'm giving that fair warning right now for people who don't want to know anything about the game. But the dog does not die, and that's important to me.
Wait, what does not die?
The dog. You have a dog named Bullet. You have a service dog named Bullet who like helps you calm down from these really, really intense panic attacks and PTSD flashbacks. Like, they are something. Your dog's name is Bullet. He's a very good German Shepherd. He's a very good boy. He's a very good boy. You pet him and you, like, hug him to, like, calm yourself down. He's very much like a grounding tool for you. Mm-hmm. And there is a point in the game where you are separated from your dog. And it was important for me to know that the dog did not die.
Solid 8 out of 10.
The dog does not die. There are no endings where the dog dies. So you do not have to worry about the dog dying.
It's important to document.
It's important to document that the dog does not die. He's a good dog. He deserves the world. He's doing a good job. You, the player character, are fucking stupid. I don't know why you're walking around in the middle of the woods. I don't know why you're taking fucking directions from yourself through a walkie-talkie. I don't know why you decided it's cool to, like, bring your video camera and, like, you find these tapes and you put the tapes in your fucking video camera and then you watch impossible shit happen. And I'm just like, why do you continue going? What the hell? What even? And, like, there was a part where I came back to, like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed now, good night. And, like, I came back around the hall, and there was, like, they were in front of this door, and this door was boarded up. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to scare anybody, so I'm gonna wait until, like, something happens so that they're talking, so that when I jump in and talk, I don't accidentally scare everybody, because I have a tendency of doing that, where I'll just pipe up, and Alex will chuck his controller because I startled him so badly. So I kind of, like, came in, and just, like, out of nowhere, there was, like, something moved behind the door, and I was like, that's not good. And then this thing, and I don't know how to describe it.
Okay.
It had really long arms, and, like Witch from, like, Left 4 Dead fingers. Okay. But, like, if the entire thing was tan and brown, and bloody, like, the whole thing was bloody, and like, the head shape was kind of, like, rounded and a little bit longer, kind of like a fingertip sort of thing, and it had this mouth that was just teeth. It was just so many teeth. And it, like, broke through the door and, like, roared, and then just vanished in a puff of smoke, and then the door was just open. And I was like, that. And, like, I just, like, came around the corner and was like, that's not... Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm going to bed. Good night.
Oh, man. Sounds like some shit. All right. Fuck.
Yeah. Not cool. So if you're a chicken, like me, if you don't like scary things, Blair Witch is very scary, and I recommend maybe watching, like, the Game Grumps or Markiplier's playthrough, like, with the lights on during the daytime, and not when you have to go to bed at night, when it's windy out and a little bit rainy out, and, like, there's a tree that's right outside your window that has this branch that's been, like, kind of scraping and hitting against your window for, like, the last 2 weeks, and you know you need to cut it off before the winter comes and, like, it gets ice to your window, and, like, But I slept fine, so, you know.
That's good.
So, yeah. So what have you been playing?
I've been playing Yuppie Psycho, which is something that I should have been playing since April. But I was really hoping it came out on Switch, because that's what they advertised. It's going to be a simultaneous release on Switch and Steam. Mm-hmm. But the 25th came and went, released on Steam, didn't come out on Switch, never talked about it again. Just like, I'm not entirely sure what happened, and, like, the devs never commented on it. If they would like to come on the show and talk about it, that could be cool. Give you a platform for that. However, I did recently download it on Steam. I did it during the spooky month because I really wanted to play this game because its concept seemed really cool to me. Mm-hmm. You play in like I want to say it's alternate present, but it might just be near future, in which there's this company called Corp. And there's this guy who like lives out in the suburbs, and he is delivered a red letter that offers him a job at Corp. He shows up on his first day, Brian Pasternak, and he is ushered into the building and armed only with his red letter. And there's no receptionist or anything. Apparently there's just an elevator with a camera that identifies you and knows where you're supposed to go and sends you like where you go or whatever. Mm-hmm. There's a couple things that are introduced pretty quickly. Like there's a case system both like in the society at large and also in this building, kind of like how corporations work. Like the higher up, the more important you are. And there's a guy who like talks mad shit, and he finds out that like you're a new person, like class G or whatever, and he like hates your guts all of a sudden, and he works on the second floor. And you meet a nice woman who like is a recent graduate from like a pretty competitive program, and she's like working on the fourth floor, and you are told that you have to go up to the 10th floor. And so you get on this elevator and you go all the way up to the 10th floor, and when you walk out, like there's this like minimalist like executive office, except there's quite obviously a trail of blood that's leading from the elevator, like, toward the front of the office.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's a biohazard. Excuse me?
And,
Excuse me? That shouldn't be in this office.
There's also no one in the office, by the way.
Excuse me?
There's two ways to walk. You can actually walk, like, along the path of blood, or, like, the opposite direction, but either way, you still have to go forward. Whether way you follow it or not, you can still see it on the screen. Like, the whole game is, like, this 16-bit top-down thing. Mm-hmm. And you walk all the way to the edge of the office, and the trail of blood ends on this back wall that's like painted onyx black. The trail of blood goes from the floor all the way to the wall, and it leads to, in huge red letters, "Kill the witch." That's what it says.
Oh.
There's still no one in this office, but
there's no one in this office, but the office ghost wants you to kill the witch.
Presumably, yes. Mm-hmm. When you get to the front of the office, there's no one there, but there's a contract on the table. That contract is your job offer. And it's especially lucrative as far as I can tell. Like, you essentially make like 10 grand a day. It doesn't actually say what you're supposed to do, but you do work for the company, and you can't talk about your job, and your duties will be explained after you sign your contract or whatever. And there's no way to progress until you sign the contract, so you do. And then you get an achievement, which is called Deal with the Devil. Like, that's just what it's called.
Oh, yep, okay.
And then you go back down to the 5th floor. And on the 5th floor looks very much like a normal office. There's like a central, like, common area. There is a receptionist desk, but the receptionist isn't currently there. And there's a man, his name is Hugo, who seems like an affable, if not a little inappropriate office manager.
Mm-hmm. And who doesn't have one of those?
Yeah, like, Hugo's totally normal in this situation. He invites you to your office, which is Office 5. Mm-hmm. He says he's the office manager, but the boss isn't going to come out to meet you. And he says that you need an ID, so he goes in and gets you an ID. There's another woman, Sosa, who looks like a very, like, anxious goth woman. Mm-hmm. Who, like, kind of stares at you intently from across the room. And, there's also an important detail. When you get your contract, after you sign it, you get a sheet of weird paper that has, not a watermark, but kind of like an imprint of the company's logo, Corp, which is just this, like, weird, like, serpentine S. Mm-hmm. And when you meet Hugo, he tells you that one of the things that you do is that you can just hang out, like, we don't really have to work that much, but you can goof around with the photocopier. Here, like, just sit down and put your butt on it. And it's like, I don't think I should do that. And it's like, no, come on, it's fun. So he does it. He photocopies his ass. And then he tells you to do the same thing. You don't want to do it. And he's like, well, I guess you could do your face. And then, like, the Brian Pasternak asked the obvious question. I mean, didn't you just put your ass on that? And I'm like, yeah, that's a way to get pink eye.
Yeah.
But what happens is you use the paper that you got, and you photocopy your face like squished onto the photocopier, and then it says
Please
like
tell me you wipe it off first.
You don't, no.
Oh, gross.
But it says game saved afterwards, and like that's how the game tells you how you're going to save, by like photocopying yourself on this special piece of paper, which is called witch paper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
You get your ID. He tells you can do whatever you want. He teaches you how to make coffee, which is going to replenish your health, which is important. Mm-hmm. And then you sit down at your desk where you have to plug in your computer for, and all of a sudden, like, your consciousness is, like, warped into the computer.
Oh.
And then you meet some weird, like, AI who tells you that you've been hired as a witch hunter, and there is a witch at the company, and you have to find her and kill her. And the first thing that you need to do is find a book called Hexenhammer. So they tell you to go down to the archives. And so you go down to the archives, and you can't walk into the library yet because you need a, like, form, like R311 or whatever, that tells you what book you're looking for. And when you go into, like, the archives to, like, find out, like, the information, which is, like, the author, the publisher, and the section of the library where the book is, immediately there's another trail of blood, and there's a man who's been gored out in the middle of the archives, and there's, like, a puzzle for you to solve. And, like, the game is a lot like that. Apparently you're, like, running around this corporation, and you solve puzzles and, like, escape horrors to ultimately try to kill this witch. Mm-hmm. I have since, made friends with the marketing department who are, like, ravenous beasts, but, like, if you give them the right, like, catchphrase, like, they won't attack you, and they'll just follow you around.
That sounds like a marketing department.
Right?
That seems like an accurate description of a marketing department.
I've met the guy that works in IT who is supposed to fix things, but mostly scavenges, just, like, parts for his own, like, inventions or whatever. Mm-hmm. I have ironed out that there are a lot of people who consistently die at this fucking, like, company, especially people who are trying to find the witch. Mm-hmm. Hugo apparently has an alter ego that murders people while wearing a frog mask. Mm-hmm. There is a man with a horse that just walks around the office. He apparently is some sort of important dude because he does motivational speeches occasionally where he tells you you're garbage, but he needs you to be the best, and you do so with your blood. And that is definitely ominous. And I'm pretty sure I know who the witch is. I do know that she is likely in R&D, which is on the 6th floor, which I can't go to. It is weird that all the staircases are, like, sanctioned off with police tape. There is a movie club that, like, apparently videotapes some of the horrors that are, like, in, like, the company, and they share those videos together. They're called Video Club Mysterio. I recently joined.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. It feels like an actual office, but, like, wrapped in horror elements, and there are a lot of, like, interesting ideas, and it seems like it's eloquently constructed, but I'm not done yet. But I feel like I'm nearing the end. Like, I don't expect to spend more than, like, 4 more hours with this game.
Okay.
But, like most, like, horror movie protagonists, like, Brian Pasternak is very dumb.
I hate that. Why are horror movie protagonists so stupid?
Because otherwise they would just leave. Like, they would just not be here. Like,
I mean, I can get it kind of at the office just because it's like, well, I am making $10,000 an hour or whatever, or a day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure I'd be willing to put up with some level of bullshit for $10,000 an hour or a day or whatever. Like, okay.
So there's a couple of spaces in the game that are just, like, sanctioned off by, like, darkness. And it's just like, yeah, people are dying left and right. I'm definitely not going to walk into a dark corner without some sort of light source. And so, like, you just can't go into any of those. And when you're looking for, like, the Hexenhammer information, you end up on, like, this balcony, and you see, like, a cord tied to, like, the like, railing, and you untie it, and you hear, like, a loud, like, plop, like, on the floor below. And then, like, you climb down the ladder to the right, and there's, like, a fuse box that's, like, missing a fuse. Mm-hmm. And then, like, for a second, like, there's a light that flashes over where, like, the plop was, and it's definitely a dude, and he's, like, bleeding out. And then, like, it's like a swinging light, so, like, it swings past, and then when it swings back, he's, like, gone. But there's, like, a trail of blood leading into, like, an adjacent room. He left his briefcase, and in his briefcase there was a cheese sandwich wrapped in foil.
Okay.
And, like, you presumably can go into the other room. And, like, that's where, like, the tape archives are. And there's a puzzle to solve with this, like, ridiculous, like, filing system. But it turns out the symbols that you need to solve the puzzle are scattered around the archives already. But they weren't out in the open. Like, they were hidden behind filing cabinets. So, like, someone who's, like, bleeding out finds out one of the symbols, and he takes, like, their own blood and, like, puts it on the wall for, like, the next presumably hunter to find it. Because you're not the only person hunting the witch. There are several, and many of them have died before you. And, like, you finding, like, the information for the Hexenhammer is mostly picking up information that are, like, next to corpses of people who barely are putting it together.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, it was unpleasant. And the man that fell from the rafting apparently was presumably stabbed and then tied to the railing to, like, choke out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You untie him and he, like, crawls into, like, a cabinet in the archives. And then he teaches you that you can hide in cabinets to, like, avoid, like, you know, horrors or whatnot. Because a lot of the enemies in this game can't see you, which I think is just, like, a technological limitation. But, like, it works. You talk to the guy, and he's also a hunter. But he knows that he shouldn't be telling people if he's a hunter or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, there are people in, like, the company that are definitely aligned with the witch and, like, will kill you on sight or find ways to kill you when you're not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
But it just, like, he's been around for longer than you have. And he can figure that you're a hunter, but you're also dumb. And he's a hunter, but he's also pretty smart. But he, you know, he got caught by Hugo, presumably. He tells you, like, you can use a piece of metal to make a fuse. And so you use that, and now, like, the whole, like, floor is lit. And I can't remember if it's from him or, like, from his bag, but that's where you get, like, a flashlight. But, like, its batteries are almost dead. But that flashlight, like, has saved my life. Holy shit. Like, I'm armed in this stupid-ass corporation with, like, a flashlight and, like, a stack of pencils and a cup of coffee. And I'm going to kill this fucking witch. But, you know, don't know how I'm going to get there. But I'll figure it out.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Big spook. But it's fun. Like, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm glad. That sounds like our kind of game. I don't think I'd like it, but wow. I'm glad you're playing it so I don't have to.
So, like, the Your Hot patch.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah, the preliminary patch notes have come out. So, like, we know when the quest starts, or where the quest starts. We're getting a little bit more story dungeon. We're getting the first Yorha 4-man dungeon and the Yorha 24-man, which is the copied factory.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't showed us any of the gear yet, but, like, there's almost certainly going to be blindfolds. Like, I know it in my heart of hearts.
You need... Okay, yeah, blindfolds, yep. Blindfolds.
Yeah. Yeah, I know
they're
they're
get floating robots?
I saw some in the trailer, I think.
Okay.
But I don't know if they're going to be Amidian, but they fucking should be.
Yeah, they should be. They should be great.
There's a lot of, like, changes, because it's 5.1, it's a big one. They're adding the first Ultimate Dungeon. They're adding another Extreme. Crafting is getting simplified again, because not enough people are crafting, which makes sense. But to be fair, like, there isn't a lot to craft for right now. Like, most of the glamour stuff is, like, on the board. Like, you learn to craft because either you're broke or you want stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because crafting is extremely lucrative, Tegan. There's a shirt that looks like a standard knit shirt that you could buy at, like, a department store. And it's 24 million gil on the market board right now.
What?
Yeah, it costs so much money. And, like, making it is also not inexpensive. Like, there are a shit ton of things you need to gather and grab. Like, if we did the math right, making the shirt is about 6 million gil and a half hour of crafting between 3 different crafting jobs. So if you're already leveled and all that, then you can make it in about half an hour if you have 6 million gil lying around. But if not, you could buy it on the market board for 24 million, I guess, if you don't want to level all that shit.
6 million gil.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That seems like it's a lot.
It is a lot. 6 million gil, if you're not crafting, is about a month and a half of daily dungeons. Like, just the gil from that.
Mm-hmm.
There are some things that you can sell to make it go a bit faster, especially if you're farming it from, like, particular fights. Like, there's a whisker in an old level 50 fight, because like the level 50 fight's just like immensely complicated and it's hard to find 8 people that know exactly what's going on. That still sells for about 600K, but it used to be as high as like 10 million. There is a scale from this one fight that is extremely easy, especially unsynced now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know you can like 4-man it and kill the boss in like under 3 minutes, like with current like stats and gear. But it's like a 6% drop. But
if you're a crafter
mm-hmm.
and you can make it, it's selling for 4 times the amount. Then you wouldn't have to worry about the gil, only the like pieces parts for it.
Yeah, the pieces parts, like getting all the stuff, which you could, if you're an Omni crafter and like you have all your gatherers leveled, you just have to run around and gather this shit and then craft it yourself. And then you don't have to pay any money for it. Like the 6 million gil is if you bought all the materials like now and then just sat down and crafted it, it costs about 6 million. But there are certain items that are like time dependent, like for gathering in certain nodes, and then like you generally want to get them all high quality to make like crafting the shirt as easy as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And like that takes time. Like a lot of the timers I think like they're on 4-hour timers right now. Well, like 4 in-game hours. So like that comes out to each time a node spawns. And then you got to find out where the node is. When they spawn in similar places, but not the exact same place. And then you have to go get the point is it's a hassle, like to go around and like gather the shit. And like gathering's a thing that you do when you're just logged in. And like, yeah, I would rather not pay for this stuff on the market board, so you just level it because you have the time. But if you don't, you can pay for it, I guess. Like, ugh. So like crafting's getting easier. Like they're reducing the number of actions to like craft stuff, especially at high quality, and they are democratizing some of the class specific abilities that Omni crafters have been using forever. So like if someone wanted to get into crafting, they don't have to level 6 different jobs to get like the particular kit. You could level 1 and like still have the abilities. You just wouldn't be able to craft everything.
Gotcha.
And then there was another thing. Oh, and they're adding new housing in all the nodes. Gonna be terrifying because it's gonna sell out in like 30 minutes. They're adding 4 new plots in every zone, so there's gonna be like, I want to say 40 to 50 new houses on like each server.
Oh, okay.
But like Gilgamesh has over 1 million people on it, and there's maybe less than 1,000 houses, and there's a couple of guys who like made a lot of money Omni crafting back in like 3.0 that own entire wards. Like there's this one guy who has 2 characters that are just cat girls that hang out in like Limbs and Lominsa. And they're just like scantily clad cat girls, and he's just constantly logged in on 2 computers, and he just has them sit there like in Limsa for decoration, I guess. And he's a good player and he's a really nice guy, but like he owns an entire ward himself. And like each house usually like ranges from like 35 to 50 million gil. And a ward has about 40 houses in them.
He bought 40 houses?
Yes.
Boy bought 40 houses.
And he owns them all.
For 2 characters.
Yeah, like, and he's holding on to them because, like, holding on to housing in this market is actually just a very good idea, because it's if you ever need gil, and the people that generally need gil are usually raiders and crafters for, like, materials and whatnot. And so, like, the next tier, like, he could just, you know, sell 1 or 2 houses and, like, have 100 million gil in his pocket and then, like, use that for raiding or whatever and then buy it back later, because he usually does that. So, and like housing appreciates over time, like especially like our guild house, like we bought a free company from someone that owned the house so that they could transfer ownership to us, and they just like transfer ownership of like the free company, and like we paid him like 80 million for the free company, even though he paid like 50 million for the house, because there were no more plots, so you can't just buy like an extra house. So the guy has like, and he's saving it for like a role play thing that he wants to do. So like he like does like a huge role play with like a whole village of people, and so until he puts that together, he's gonna hold on to the houses. Like that's his plan. We'll see how that goes. But they're adding new housing, so that's going to get scooped up super quick. It's going to go live 4 a.m. local time here. I guess it'd be 6 a.m. for you.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And so there's just going to be people like mass clicking to just get to the wards as soon as possible so they can buy the house because they have the money ready, because they don't want to go for aftermarket houses because that's a fucking nightmare. So that's going on. And they did a lot of like job changes, like Samurai and Monk. Samurai got like buffs specifically. Ninja got a full rework because Ninja's been bad for like the past like 2 months.
Okay.
Bard got an interesting buff because Bard is a support range DPS.
Mm-hmm.
And they rework their skills where they have less personal damage, but they get more damage the more that their support buffs proc.
Ooh, okay.
So like their buff it's like a buff nerf where like if your team is like making use of the buffs and doing really well, then it's a buff for you. You get better. But if your team isn't like especially good, it's a nerf for you because you can't put out more damage on your own. And so like, nah.
So it's harder for solo players, but better for teams.
Yes. And they're like they tied a couple of other characters, like Ninja and Samurai's like buffs tied a couple abilities to skill speed so that like they can safely invest in it, which is good because like they have weapon skills, so the faster they can put out more skills, the more damage they're going to do over time. And Monk, they said they were going to keep the same way. They're going to nerf a couple of things. They did 3 things. There's an ability that they have called Mantra, which like buffs healing in the area, and like it was like 20% buff on healing, which is a lot. And they turned it down to 10, which is fine. I barely care. The second thing that they did was that they changed the finisher of the AoE rotation. Instead of being a cone, like it just hits around you, which is good because the other 2 abilities already hit around you, so like you don't have to move into cone position anymore. You can just sit there and press all 3 buttons.
That's nice.
But the third thing...
The third thing has your jimmies rustled?
I'm legit upset. The third thing that they did, there's an ability that they have called a Notman. It's not a global cooldown ability, which means that you can't cast it every 2 point whatever seconds. You can only use it once every 60 seconds. That's how it works. It's an off global cooldown or whatever. And a Notman is one of the 2. It's a level 78 ability. So it's like one of the last abilities that we got in this expansion. And what they did is that they made it so it can't be cast while like the global cooldown's going off, and it is tied to the global cooldown. So like you can only use it once every 60 seconds, but if you use it, you can't use any other abilities. And this is important for a couple of reasons. Monk specifically has a series of weapon skills, and they cycle through like a 1-2-3 rotation. And there's like a 1-2-3 rear rotation, a 1-2-3 side rotation, and a 1-2-3 AoE rotation. That's pretty much like their 3 things. That's how they work. Everything else that they have are what we call off global cooldowns, which are abilities that you can weave in between other abilities. Like that's important to like maximizing damage. Or for other things like getting off buff. Instead of like stopping whatever you're doing to activate a buff, you'll press an attack and then activate a buff during the downtime because you can't put out another attack anyways. And Monk's like signature quirk, I guess, is called Grease Lightning, where every time you finish one of your 1-2-3 rotations, you get a stack of Grease Lightning that does a couple of things. It increases your damage dealt and gives you like a haste buff where like your abilities come out faster. And with Shadowbringers, we finally got the 4th Grease Lightning, which like makes everything a lot faster. So a Notman is a Grease Lightning management tool, because as Monk, you have 2 main goals, like outside of, dealing the most damage possible, is to get as many stacks of Grease Lightning as quickly as possible and to never drop Grease Lightning. When you have like full Grease Lightning, like your attack, like you basically have like a 33% attack buff and a 25% haste. So like your global cooldown is like 2.3 seconds, whatever the fuck it is, at like GL0.
Mm-hmm.
But at GL4, it's like 1.91. So that like you're pressing buttons like every 2 seconds while you're like dealing this damage. Also like while you're moving. So it's like it's a really fast job that's asking you to do a lot at any given moment. When Shadowbringers launched, it gave you a Knotman, which they initially meant as a recovery tool. Because previously we got an ability called Tornado Kick, which basically dumps all of your stacks. So like, which is, you know, usually a big no-no. Like you don't want to drop your stacks of Grease Lightning because then you have to get them back all over again.
Right.
For Grease Lightning 4, from Grease Lightning 0 to Grease Lightning 4, let's say you do the 1, 2, 3 rotation 4 times. It's like 24 seconds of you like climbing all the way back up. And like you're debuffing yourself by giving that up. So like you don't want to use Tornado Kick unless you have a way to get your stacks back. Or it's the end of the fight. Because the last attack of the fight, who cares? Like, throw your stacks away. You're not going to need them anymore. Previously, in Stormblood, no one used Tornado Kick because, like, it was cumbersome. It required you to get all of your stacks back all over again, and there wasn't a quick way to do it. Until, like, these beautiful nerds, Tegan. There's these people at the Balance who are all about optimization, and they found a way for you to use Tornado Kick in rotation. And you could get your stacks back up to 3 in, like, 3 GCDs. So, like, not 3, 5. Yeah, 5 GCDs. So, like, you use Tornado Kick and you get, like, the big attack, like, and you use a couple of cooldowns and you get it all back in, like, 10 seconds. And it's ultimately a DPS gain. So, like, that became the meta thing. It was intensely complicated, but it was cool. And because, like, you got, like, big damage out of it. Like, the complexity was rewarded handsomely in the game. And a Knotman was designed as a tool for you to, like, safely dump your stacks with, like, Tornado Kick and bring it back up in a similar time frame. Like, you give up 12 seconds, and you can get your stacks back after you use Tornado Kick. But the problem is, a Knotman forces you to channel, which means you can't do anything when you're using a Knotman. You can't do auto attacks, you can't press any buttons, you just have to find a moment where you can stand absolutely perfectly fucking still and you can get your 4 stacks back. And the way that the game does this is it operates over something called server ticks, where every 3 seconds the game makes sure that the game is still running. And it uses that system where every 3 seconds you can get a stack back, like whenever it does the tick. So, a Knotman is a cumbersome ability because you can't do anything during it and you have to channel, but it was an off-global cooldown. So you could weave it in with something as long as you didn't have to move. But Aya Liz, who's like the premier monk in Final Fantasy XIV in terms of like optimization, found a way to use a Knotman in the opener, which is like where you want to throw out all of your abilities at once to get like the most damage like front-loaded, and set it up so that it lines up in the future over the course of a longer fight that lasts like 10, 12 minutes. And what you needed to do is like on your first like GCD is like sneak in a Knotman so that it catches on the server tick so that you only press it for like a second and you get a stack of Grease Lightning, and that sets you ahead for like the rest of the fight. You can use it during downtime if you, like, end up using Tornado Kick, like when you have to push off the boss, because it's literally untargetable. But otherwise, you didn't use it. Apparently, Square Enix decided that we were using a Knotman wrong to, like, get this stack. Like, they never intended us to do it this way. And so this latest patch note made it so that we can't. Yeah, because, like, the thing is that, like, if you use a Knotman, it's on the global cooldown, so that, like, you can't press another button, so you can't weave it in the opener anymore. And so, like, you have to press the button and wait for the server tick to go off, instead of, like, trying to weave it in, like, in between an ability, so you're still dealing damage.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, so, like, it went from, like, super janky to, like, unfucking usable. Like,
wow, that's like a head. Oh, oof. That's a big headache. That's a big headache. Wow, I'd be pissed.
And the worst part is that, like, they wanted a Knotman to be, like, the stack recovery tool or whatever. But they gave us so many tools, like, when raiding started, to avoid dropping your stacks so you don't need them. First of all, there's Riddle of Earth, which is an ability that you just pop, and it's, like, it's on a 90-second cooldown. And if you take damage, it refreshes your Grease Lightning timer. And it allows you to ignore positionals for 30 seconds. So, like, you just want to use that whenever it's fucking up. Because, like, you're going to take damage at some point. Like, this is just how the game works. If you use it, if you take damage, like, you can just run around and do whatever. So, like, you can stand in the same spot and just press your buttons. It's a huge weight off your shoulders. And then there was an ability that they gave us before called Form Shift, where you could freely shift between, like, the 1, 2, and 3 stance. And, like, part of the opener is shifting into the 3 stance so that the first button you press gives you a stack of Grease Lightning. And so, like, you would weave in a Knotman after that and, like, catch the server tick so that you get 2 stacks in, like, 2 seconds instead of, like, 9 or whatever.
Right.
And so, like, in 5.05, they added a thing where, like, if you cycle through your stances in Form Shift as if you were hitting something, it just refreshes your stacks anyway. So, like, you're not going to drop stacks. Like, there's no – if you're paying attention, if you're in it, like, there's no reason for you to drop stacks. So you really don't need a Knotman unless, like, you literally can't hit the boss and you just hit Tornado Kick just before it disappears. And so, like, a Knotman being woven into the opener, like, made Monk extremely powerful. Like, the only other job that's, like, comparable to Monk in damage is Black Mage. And Black Mage has a very simple rotation. Like, you basically spam, like, Fire 4 and, like, AoEs. But the reason it's difficult to play at a high level is because since you're a caster, to maximize your damage, you have to stand still and cast. But, like, the game wants you to run around to dodge mechanics or whatever.
Oh, God.
And so, like, the Galaxy Brain way of playing Black Mage is finding ways to stand still for as long as possible.
Oh my God. Oh, oof.
Yeah.
Oh God, my head hurts.
So it's a weird problem. But, like, the thing is that, like, there are other jobs that are much more accessible. They just don't have as much damage. Like, Red Mage has, like, is incredibly mobile. You have, like, abilities like triple cast like Black Mage, where you can cast 3 things in a row, and you can help out your party by, like, rezzing people because you have access to white and black magic. Or even Summoner, who also has access to a raise, and they have, like, a familiar that they can move around and attack that, like, transforms into, like, a Phoenix or, like, a Demi-Bahamut. Or, like, Samurai, which, like, has... Well, no, Samurai is actually, like, the melee Black Mage. Like, they don't have any utility, they just have damage.
No utility, only damage.
Damage is their utility. That's how they work.
I am a utility. These are all weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
Just what?
And then there's stuff like Dancer and, like, Bard, which, like, have their own damage, and they can put out damage in their own right, but their best use cases is, like, helping the team do other stuff. Bards give off abilities that, like, increase, like, crit rate or, like, direct hit or stuff like that on, like, other characters. Or even Dancer, which has, like, abilities like Technical Step, which, like, basically takes all the damage that was dealt by everyone else over the past, like, 10 seconds and then just doubles it. So, like, they won't do a lot for, like, 10 seconds, and then they'll just have one hit for, like, 140,000 damage. And so, like, there's a lot of things that are more accessible to play. They just don't have as high numbers. And since, like, Square Enix doesn't allow you to use, like, third-party software, like, aka parsers, and they don't provide a parser in the game so you can see how much damage anyone is doing, the only thing that you're losing by not playing the high damage class is that maybe your number's lower than other people, but you probably should know if you don't use, like, third-party software in the first place. But, like, Monk is, like, balanced in a way, and we know this because, like, Square Enix put out their suggested opener. Tegan, they've been putting out suggested openers for, like, 5-7 years now, and each one of them has been fucking garbage.
Oh, okay. They're like, so they put out a thing, you're like, this is the worst thing you could possibly do.
Yeah, and, like, Monk is mostly strong because it's balanced around the team who plays it badly. They give us skills that are, like, super janky, like Tornado Kick or, like, a Knotman. And it's like, yeah, we could use these, but, like, this doesn't really work until, like, we figure out how to use it in, like, these ways they don't intend. It's like, no, don't use it like that. Like, no, you're not supposed to use Tornado Kick in, like, perfect balance to get this damage back. Like, what are you guys doing? And then, like, Monk is all of a sudden, like, top DPS, and it's because their numbers are already high, and they're balancing it for the way that they play it, but, like, optimization, like, makes it play better. So the current state of affairs with, like, a Notman is that, like, you're supposed to weave it in for, like, server ticks, so, like, you get the GL2, and that is the best way to get the most damage out of that class, but Square Enix never wanted us to do that. Like, they never planned on it, and now they made it so you fucking can't. Like, so, like, you can't weave it in. So, like, if you still want that free GL stack, what the new meta is going to be, and Tegan, this is horrifying, is that the monk has to face pull the boss. The thing about a Notman is that you can press it to channel, and, like, you can generate stacks, but you can only generate stacks when you're in combat. You can't just, like, do it before the countdown and get your stacks, otherwise that'd be busted. You start every fight in GL4, and then they'd have to rebalance everything. And then, like, there are people who won't do that, and then, like, their damage will always come out shit, and they won't know why. So they made it so you can't use it in combat. But you need the server tick for a Notman to give you the GL stack. So, like, there are ways of, like, cheesing to figure out where the server tick is, because there are other things that work on server ticks. For example, like, the white mage's regen. So what some people will do is that they'll have the white mage put a regen on the monk, and whenever, like, the heal tick goes off, they essentially get in rhythm with it, like a metronome. And then when combat starts, they'll press, like, a Notman just before the server tick goes off, and they get, like, that tick.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that with the face pull strat, you have to deal with the server tick, which is what regens work off, but also the aggro tick, which is where like the boss checks, like, who has, like, the highest hate. And so, like, you have to slide cast, which is, like, you're walking towards the boss, like, just into its range, so it aggroes you, and then press a Notman, and then ideally you get the first GL stack in, like, 0.5 seconds or 2.5 seconds, which is the whole, like, global cooldown. And then you can do the rest of your opener. But the thing is that the monk has to walk up and pull the boss, and there are going to be a lot of tanks that aren't going to know what's happening, and they're just like, yo, what the fuck? What are you doing? It's like, hey, man, I need this stack. And so, like, it's... and, like, there are some monks who are just like, no, like, I hope everyone just fucking, like, starts, like, face pulling in protest until fucking Square Enix fixes this ability. But, like, that's probably not going to happen. We're probably just going to have to find some new jank to deal with. Or, like, you know, if you play, like, in statics with, like, controlled groups, then they'll probably let you face pull. But otherwise, like, when you're playing with randoms, you're just going to have to, like, do, like, the standard, like, wait for it to pull. Suck it up and
do the thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah. And, like, this is definitely from just, like, an optimization standpoint. Square Enix has, like, an idea of how they want us to play Monk, but we never play Monk that way. Because, like, ours gives us more damage, I guess. And it's fucking whack that they did this. And, oh, God. And I love complexity. Like, that's the specific reason that I played Monk. Like, I looked at Monk and was like, yo, this looks like a lot of horse shit. Like, what can I squeeze out of this? Because, like, these numbers are pretty high. And I feel like this ability can do some shit. Like, for example, there's one quirk of, like, the current kit. Perfect balance, which just allows you to use any move regardless of stance. Because, like, when you're in a certain stance, there are particular abilities, and you can always press the button, but if you do it in the correct stance, you get specific, like, bonuses to them.
Right, okay. That makes sense.
The one that I like the most is Dragon Kick, which historically, like, gave some sort of debuff on the boss that, like, increased all your damage. But in this expansion, what they did is that it gives you a personal buff that makes it so that the boot shine that you attack with is, like, double damage, and it will always crit.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, Perfect Balance has historically been used to build up Drees Lightning or to recover it quickly. Because, like, instead of, like, pressing the 1, 2, 3, 4 times, you could just press the 3 button 4 times and get the same stacks. Now there are better ways to, like, accumulate stacks, but that's one way that, like, Square Enix wants us to use Perfect Balance. However, what people have found is that if you can line up your buffs, like, especially your big damage buffs, like in your opener, you can use Perfect Balance and just swim between Dragon Kick and Boot Shine so that you get the buff on yourself, like, 3 times. And it's, like, I think it's actually, like, 120k damage, not counting auto attacks, in, like, 12 seconds. Like, it's a huge, like, chunk of damage that's what people have been using Perfect Balance for. Because mathematically, that's the best way to use it right now. But, like, Square Enix is basically like, no, wait, what are you guys doing?
No, this isn't what we wanted you to do. And you're like, but, look, we can do it. And we're doing it well.
And so,
why are you taking away our toy?
Why are you taking away our toy? Like, and Square Enix is just like, but you're playing it wrong. And it's just like, what the fuck, guys? Let me play the game. You don't pay my sub.
There's no right way to play with Legos. Stop it.
And it's just, oh god, like, so, oh man, and I'm switching to Monk. Like, I didn't get to play Monk this tier because I was healing, because I'm more comfortable with healer, and we started with a new group. And, I've talked about the raid group on this cast, and it's been extremely fun, but also an unmitigated disaster. But the next tier, like, I have a core group. We need to find 2 more people. And this time I'm going to do it as a monk, so I will need to find my own replacement, which is a thing that I'm working on.
How do you hire your own replacement? How does that feel?
It's a weird thing, because I'm actually a pretty okay healer. And I ascribe wholeheartedly to, like, the Final Fantasy XIV meta healer, like, situation, which is, like, healers are supposed to deal damage. That if you're not healing, then what you should be doing is pressing your damage buttons so the fight ends faster.
That makes sense. The best way to prevent needing to heal is to kill the thing, so checks out.
Yeah, and, like, there are some people, because, like, healers are historically just given weak, like, damage tools, but in Final Fantasy XIV, healers have had some pretty significant damage tools, and now healers are at a spot where, like, they can outclass, like, some tanks in terms of damage. Like, they can't keep up with DPS, because DPS have 5-figure DPS now. But, like, a good white mage can, like, outclass a mediocre tank in terms of damage. Scholars can, like, basically DPS the whole fight if they micromanage their fairy appropriately.
Okay.
And, like, Astrologian has, like, the most trouble, like, DPSing. But they have, like, the card mini game where, like, they buff other people's damage in between, like, healing and whatnot. And, like, that adds into their overall, like, rated DPS, even if their personal DPS isn't as high.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there are ways to damage as a healer. And there are some times where I'll end up in fights where, like, it's taking, like, a long time. And, like, someone will look at a parser, and it just turns out this white mage isn't dealing damage at all. Like, for, like, reference, like, damage dealers usually deal upwards of, like, 12k damage for the most part these days.
Okay.
With the exception of, like, support DPS, which hang around, like, high 11s, low 10s. Tanks can push consistently 8 to 10k DPS. Like, a 10k DPS is, like, the upper echelon, like, the 99 percentile tank damage. And, like, healers, like, white mages can actually push about 9k. And, like, when I see, like, a white mage that's pushing out, like, 2k, it means they're not pressing damage buttons. Like, they're just not doing it at all. And, like, it makes me mad sometimes. And, like, that's, like, the exact reason why Square Enix doesn't want us to have parsers, which is why I don't yell at these people. But it's just, I don't want to give my group, like, a healer that's just gonna, like, hang out in the background and press, like, a damage button every 2 minutes. Because, like, that's not what I'm doing. So, like...
Right, you need somebody who's going to be at least as active as you were, or else, like, the overall length of everything is just going to increase exponentially.
Yeah, like, I would hate to, like, bring a replacement and it's just detrimental to the team, especially because I'm taking, like, Monk, which is, like, a high-intensity job that I'm going to fuck up from time to time. But, like, I'm going to put out big damage when I get it. Like, oh my god, Tegan, I'm going to bring the damage, but...
You just got to get to the point where you're like, this is how I do it. Alrighty.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
Oh god. Because I really get to, like, flow and, like, zen out. Like, when I'm playing Monk, especially when I get into it. Because, like, I get to a point, like, where I'm not really thinking about it. Like, it's all muscle memory, and it's super fast, and I don't have time to think about anything else. It's just hitting my buttons and dodging the shit. And it's a great time. It's one of my favorite, like, video game experiences. And I'd like to do that every week, and I hope I can get to that soon. But I need to find a healer, and I will figure that out in the near future.
Soon. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I gotta start fishing for healers. Hopefully I'll find a scholar. But that's another thing. Deal with that later. So, Teagues, wait, are we doing the Homestuck thing? Are you gonna talk about Homestuck?
Oh, yeah, Homestuck's a thing. I mean, I don't know anything about Homestuck. You're the one who knows about Homestuck. So I was in one of my Discord servers, and they were like the whole group was just like, why is Homestuck's a thing again? Homestuck 2? And I was like, huh? And so, like, I had to look in. I'm like, oh, this is, yeah, I remember Homestuck, but what I remember from Homestuck is, don't let the cosplayers touch you.
Oh,
because no one has figured out how to seal their body paint yet. And not only are they ruining bathtubs at the hotels, but they're also ruining cosplayers' costumes when they come up to touch it because they get paint all over it and no one knows how to fucking fix it. Now that's less of a problem because obviously, like, all that cosplay tech has significantly improved, and now you can buy seamless matte gloves. Like, so you don't even have to paint your hands, you only have to paint, like, your face. So that's nice, but I don't know anything really other than that. And that, like, my Discord was like, Tegan, you should read Homestuck. And I was like, why? I've never read it before. And they're like, you should read it.
So, like, Tegan, Homestuck is currently the longest work in American English to date.
Is it longer than that Super Smash Brothers fanfiction?
It is.
Oh, jeez.
It passed it in, like, 2015, I think.
Dang, okay.
Homestuck 1 ran from fucking, like, 2008, 7 to, like, 2018. Like, it...
Jeez, alright.
And it was, like, it was a web comic that came with Flash animations. There were playable elements that were just, like, shitty, like, RPG, like, elements and shit, where you had to press keys or whatever, done through Flash animations. Like, Hussey did his own music that got progressively better over the decade he was making the shit. But it centers on, like, these teenage kids that were badly drawn who basically fall ass backwards into this, like, real-life, like, game where, like, it begins with, like, a meteor that's going to crash into their home. And they have to put together this puzzle that transports them to a different world. And then they go to the different worlds, and they have, like, particular, like, RPG loadouts where they have, like, classes. And they can use things like Hammerkind. Like, for example, John, who's, like, the first kid, can use hammers. And then there's another one that can only use, like, broken swords. He's kind of the best.
Only... What do you mean broken? Like, snapped in half, or, like...
Hilt and, like, broken blade. Like, that's what... That's his, like, weapon kind. He can't use normal swords.
What the heck?
His older brother / dad can use other swords. Apparently, there's, like, a second set of, like, kids who are essentially the parents of the first kids, and the first kids are actually the parents of the second kids. So it's, like, a weird circular loop. And there's, like, this... It's like the...
This sounds like a lot. This sounds like way more than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, it's Tegan, it is a lot. There were these huge acts. The story was told through, like, you know, comic, but also, like, chat conversations with these kids. And, like, also these huge, like, they would culminate in these, like, huge, like, Flash animations with, like, music and stuff that are immortalized on YouTube now. And a big deal about Homestuck 2 is that it was actually announced on October 25th. And 10/25 is actually an important day for Homestuck people because the first story starts on April 13th or 4/13 with the first kids, and the second kids start in an alternate time on June 25th, and, like, the sum of them is 6 plus 4 and 12 plus 13 is 10/25, and Cascade, which is probably the most famous, like, Flash animation, which is, like, fucking 10 minutes long, came out on 10/25 of 2011.
A 10-minute long Flash animation?
Oh yeah. Tegan, this shit is wild. It's legit, but, like,
what the heck?
It's, like, it's bananas. There are some days when, like, I actually felt bad because, like, there were, like, text conversations with these kids, and they're not all normal text conversations. They're in different colors, and they have different quirks, like, about, like, the way that they type, and that's, like, basically how you can tell who's typing what, because, like, the colors aren't always enough. Sometimes the colors aren't always enough, Tegan. And
all right,
there's all sorts of, like, wacky nonsense that the characters get into, and, like, bullshit that they have to deal with. And then at one point, like, the kids, they all essentially become gods because they die on their quest beds, and they're, like, reborn as gods with, like, hoodies or whatever.
Gods have hoodies?
Yeah.
What?
And like they're on all these different worlds, like the land of there's like the land of like time and like magma, and the land of like sea and stars, that they're all like sent to their own like particular planets or whatever, and then they escape their planets to like meet each other, and then they have to like, you know, destroy like the god of time and space. And there's also this like weird battle going on between like this like weird chess people, where it's like the black chess people and the white chess people, and they're also like dream selves, and sometimes the dream selves die, and then they come back to life, and then sometimes everybody dies, and then they come back, or they make new people. Tegan, there's a lot going on in this fucking 10-year-long shit post, but it was...
Yeah, wow, that sounds like a lot.
It was a time, but I suggest that you get into it if you have that kind of time.
Do I have 10 years worth of time?
Well, it's not just 10 years. Like, it was like, they ran it for 10 years, but he had like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule for a while, and then it became a bit more sporadic. And like, so like sometimes you'd have like a Monday, Wednesday like page where it's just like, oh, this part of this conversation, and then sometimes you'd come in, it's like, oh, there's a whole flash animation today. Oh, holy shit, it's playable. Oh shit, this is the music video. Oh shit, and then Cascade happened, and it was like, guys, what the fuck is happening? They finally got out, and it's just, oh my god, Homestuck is some shit, Tegan.
But everyone's a god. And when you're a god, you get to wear a hoodie. What? Okay.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, but only if you die in your quest bed. And there's, like, situations where, like, characters are, like, they are, like, dying. And it's like, oh, fuck. They may, like, really die forever. And this is it. And there was, like, one situation where, like, they die, but it turns out that someone, like, prepared for this in advance because, you know, the whole timeline is a circle. It's a loop, Tegan. And like,
yeah, it's a big old loop. Got it.
So, someone prepared in advance. It's like, hey, we know you're going to die here, and we appreciate your sacrifice, but also your quest beds are here. And they're like, oh, fuck, so they're not actually dead. And it's just, oh, God, like, it's real silly. And it has its own internal, like, logic that they blow up sometimes, but whatever. Also, there's, like, this guy likes, like, sets of things. So, like, there's, like, the chess people, and then there's, like, the astrology, like, kids, and then there's also... the like pool ball gang, where like each one of them is like has like are associated with a different like pool ball, and then one of them like eats all of them, and also like the sun, and turns into this weird like gamma radiation monster thing. Like, there's a lot going. But I think you'll have fun with it. I think it's your particular brand of nonsense.
That, I mean, oh god.
And like the music's gonna get stuck in your head because it's that weird like chiptune nonsense, and sometimes there's big guitar riffs or whatever. Like,
oh, you mean the good stuff?
Yeah.
You mean it's got good stuff?
It's got. Tell me there's good stuff. There's good stuff in it, Tegan. There's definitely a huge shit post, and sometimes you'll get to some parts that feel like a huge waste of time, but like some parts of it are really good. And there's and it's, oh man, it was full of like teenage angst and like goofy ass shenanigans. And like shitty animations, but sometimes really good animations. Like the final animation where they wrap everything up was really well done. It felt like a Nickelodeon like level like animation, like Avatar style. But like that was like the last one. Like there's a lot of shit you got to go through to get there. Like, but the music's good and the story's fun. And the characters are, like, interesting, and they do some stuff. They pull out some wild bullshit. There's this one character whose, like, entire quirk is, like, luck and dice. And, like, she, like, gets into this one situation where she, like, loses an arm, but she uses her remaining arm to roll, like, 8 d8s at the same time, and, like, they all come up like 8s, and then she's like super powerful or some bullshit. It's like, oh my god, Tegan, it's so silly. Like,
so there's a character who runs on D&D mechanics.
Oh yes, she does, and she is a huge shit. I think she's the Scorpio, if I remember correctly, and she's like in love with the Taurus, but the Taurus is a wuss, and she hates that about him.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean she's in love with the Taurus? What does that mean?
There's a Taurus kid. There's a whole set of astrology kids. There's 12 of them. A lot of them die. Some of them don't. Like, some of them get to fall in love. Some of them just like, hey, fuck other people. Like, it's a whole thing. Oh my god, Tegan.
What the fuck? Hey, OP, what the fuck?
Oh, you want to ask Hussy what the fuck? You like, get in line, Tegan.
I feel like that's just everybody. That's just the whole thing is everybody's in line going, hey, what the fuck?
Hey, what the fuck?
Hey, can you explain this? And he explains it by being weird about something else. And,
yeah.
That was the opposite of helpful.
Yeah, he did that for like 10 years, Tegan. This fucking guy. Oh, man. But I think you'd have fun with Homestuck. I sincerely recommend it. In fact, I kind of want to go back and watch some of the old, like, Flash animations, but we'll do that later. We gotta do the news.
Yeah, we gotta do news. So ready for some bullshit?
Let's get it. What's going on?
Pro tip, guys, all the news we have this week is bullshit. It's just different levels of bullshit. So is everybody enjoying the new Call of Duty is how the story is going to begin? Because we can't enjoy the new Call of Duty because it's been bricking Xbox One X's.
Like bricking them? Like 100%? Holy shit.
Yeah, like hard system crashes. So, I mean, obviously the first night it came out, on Thursday, last week Thursday, nobody could get online, obviously, because that's what happens launch night. So people were trying to play the single player campaign. If, however, you had an Xbox One, your system was likely to crash mid-game. And it was just, meh. That's it. You're just done. You're just all done. There was a Reddit thread on the Modern Warfare subreddit that, at time of reporting, has over 28,000 upvotes.
What's the headline on the post?
The headline on this post is, so, ... the game is causing our Xbox One X's to hard crash. Can we not get this to top page so we can get a fix? And it has over 2,400 comments.
Wait,
on it. Yeah.
Infinity Ward replied twice.
Yep, Infinity Ward replied twice. To say like, hey, we understand there's a struggle. We're trying to fix it. But like, my dude. Day one advantage. This is my favorite comment on it, just the day one advantage.
I love the edit on this. This is edit. It's done it again. Oh my god. This needs to be a priority. We've bought a defective product.
PS4 players, please upvote this. I know it doesn't concern you guys, but this isn't fair. This is potentially going to destroy launch night for everyone on the X. Oof. Honey, it's okay. And, obviously this is an unlocked thread, so it's still going.
Oh, yes.
It's just... Also, this discussion has crossed over into 2 other communities.
What a time to be alive. Oh, God.
It's just a mess. Wow. Good job, Activision. On another successful Call of Duty launch. Maybe next time we'll keep the boots out of the system. So that we don't have to worry about getting...
Oh, man.
Apparently, maybe you can fix it by turning off cross-platform play. Maybe.
Oh, sure.
It's worked. It looks like it's worked for a few people, but not for everybody. So,
God,
I'm crashing every game now, edited one day ago. Oh, honey. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know all you want to do is eat your pizza and play your Call of Duty, and I do respect that as someone who has definitely taken an entire day to themselves when the brand new Zelda comes out to just not even, pre-schedule the food delivery so I don't even have to deal with it. But, it is Call of Duty. It's not the end of the world, my dudes. And they're working on it because, Call of Duty belongs on Xbox, and this is a huge problem.
I wonder if Phil Spencer will end up having to comment on this.
Maybe eventually. Infinity Ward did tweet out on the 24th, at 9:11 p.m., so like literally 10 minutes after this thing launched, they're like, fuck, we're seeing a small number of Xbox One X players experience crashes with Modern Warfare. We are already working on a fix. Thank you for your patience and feedback. We will keep you posted. And it's like, cool. How many is a small number, though? Because it seems like a lot of people.
This one comment is killing me right now. It just says, stability is a PS4 exclusive.
Oh
my god. Like, I feel bad. Because, like, this fucking sucks. But, like, guys, what's going on? Activision, what the fuck?
Yep. They're doing their best, man.
Oh, God.
They're doing what they can.
Okay, well, Tegan, I'm gonna see your Activision story. I'm gonna raise you a Bethesda story.
Oh, okay. Raise me a Bethesda story. What did they fuck up now?
Well, okay. This is a fuck up in the making. It's not official yet.
Okay.
Fallout 76 is offering premium features through a paid monthly membership. You remember Fallout 76? You know, like.
I'm well acquainted with my $230 box. Yes.
And it was so like, you know, it had a disaster of a launch, and then support issues that got out of control, and then this fucking bag. Oh my god, the Backwatch 2019.
Backwatch 2019, but we got that sorted out, and then like there was content, and it was kind of cool, and like it seemed like it was gonna be okay for like the core people who were playing it now. So what happened? What'd they do?
They announced something called Fallout First, which is essentially their battle pass, where they're going to offer premium features to players for $12.99 a month or $100 up front. You get a series of membership benefits from Fallout First. First, you get private worlds. You'll get access to a private world exclusively for you and up to 7 friends. A scrap box, which is the unlimited storage for crafting components in your own scrap box container. So, like, they're giving you a place to put stuff instead of, like, you know, just making it part of the game.
Right.
They're giving you a survival tent, which is a placeable fast travel point.
Okay.
With a stash, a sleeping bag, and more for your basic needs. They're giving you an allowance, as in they're allowing you to keep some of their script currency, which is currently capped at 1,650 atoms per month, which I don't know why they picked that number. Hopefully you'll be able to give us a bit more information on why they would give you how much that is. Then they give you an outfit exclusive for members and an icon and emotes pack that's only available to members. I've already heard some early word about these private worlds. They just don't fucking work.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that the private worlds are only available as long as the person who has created the private world is logged on, which would just make it like a private chat room, basically.
Oh, fuck that.
Like you made a LAN server, my dude.
For $13 a month, you can have your very own LAN server.
And as soon as you leave, as soon as the person who created that server leaves, everything you do in it just vanishes.
Oh, fuck. What the fuck is this? Oh my god.
So that's cool. I've also heard some stuff about this box. The scrap box, that what it does is it scraps your shit and so you don't have it anymore.
Is that real?
Just the box eats it and it's vanished. And like, if you relog in, it's just gone. It's just not there. Bye.
They want people to pay for it.
They want people to pay for Bethesda to destroy their supplies that they're paying Bethesda to store.
That is a grift. Like
Please don't give Bethesda any more of your money. This is stupid.
Oh my god. No, but Tegan, okay, so like, oh fuck. I remember for like the support thing as like an apology or whatever.
Yeah, they wanted to give us 500 atoms or something, which like wasn't even $5.
Yeah, okay, so it's it's not even
Stupid.
$5. Okay, so like they're tripling that. You get that every month, right? So like 500 atoms. Yeah, wasn't it like 350 or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something.
So let's say it's 350 for right now. So if we triple that, then they're going to give you 10 a little more than $10 a month of like their script currency, and then you get this box and this broken LAN server for $13 a month, and I'm like, dog, what?
Well, don't worry. There is some good news in all of this.
Okay.
Bethesda did not secure the website FalloutFirst.com before they launched Fallout First.
Oh.
So someone else bought it, and now they're using it to say, fuck you, to Fallout First.
I gotta check this out.
Oh, God, it's beautiful. This is a whole fuckfest. I love it.
Oh my god. They use like the same font and everything?
Yeah, they really did.
They just copied their fucking style sheet and just roasted them clean.
Only you, the dumbass who bought this membership, who owns the private world, is required to be a Fallout First fuck you slave. Head into your private world, open your social menu once you're inside our buggy beta version of the game, and start inviting your friends to kick off the ass pounding. You can also create a squad outside of your private world, and then switch to it to bring everyone along at once, because everyone will do that. Should the idiot owner of the private world leave, the world will still stay active as long as the one other dumb fuck player in the world is playing Fuck You First. Wow.
Oh, man. I love this first blurb. It's just like, ever since Fallout 76 launched, we have consistently done nothing to improve and evolve the experience based on your shitty feedback. That's why we decided to launch Fallout Fuck You First, a premium ass-pounding membership that offers something dumbass players have been asking for since before launch. Private worlds for you and your select idiot friends. So we decided to put it behind a paywall. In addition to this huge feature, Fallout Fuck You First also includes a host of pointless items and cult bonuses, all of which you can find on my foreskin. And the best part, Fallout Fuck You First is available to screw you right now.
Oh, God. This is so stupid. The sex tent. Drop the new sex tent to quickly set up a forward operating base for your base when you're roughing it out there in the wilderness during your next adventure.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. This is stupid. The lazy version of the Ranger armor outfit. Icons and emotes pack. Seriously, this is a main feature?
Show off your money-burning membership status with a set of stupid Fallout Fuck You First player icons and emotes. Oh god, this is legit.
Oh, wow. Oh, amazing. Quality. Wow, Bethesda, you did a great job making sure you secured that domain so that people couldn't do exactly what that guy did with it.
He's a hero of our times, a legend in his own lifetime. Oh, man.
Wow.
Okay, well, I mean, hopefully...
Is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke? Asked the Fallout 76 subreddit. I have no mouth, and I must scream.
And I must scream, no.
I want to publicly apologize for defending the refrigerator. I thought the slippery slope argument was a conspiracy theory, but y'all were right. Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. Good job. Good job, Bethesda. I can't believe they're still on our list of stupid... Is it just... Did we just decide to call it Fallout 76 presents stupid shit? Because, like, yeah. Good. Because every single time we have to add another fucking Fallout 76 story about them doing something stupid. Like, I just want to die.
Oh, man. Like, I hope ZeniMax, like, dumps them on the road someday so they can actually implode. Because, like, they don't make money. Like, they really don't. Like, oh god, whatever, it's fine. Like, Bethesda will come to a run end.
Bethesda, come on. Please. Like, and like the patch notes say like, well, as we work through the bugs in this new feature, and it's like, so you're never gonna fix them? You're never gonna fix them, because Bethesda, you don't fix bugs. You just make new ones. Christ. Well, we do have one more story about a true American hero.
Oh, fuck. All right, let's go.
21-year-old Kayla Campos, who was shot and killed in Albuquerque, New Mexico, after witnessing an armed robbery while playing Pokemon Go.
Holy shit, dude, what the fuck?
Yup, it was her and her boyfriend, and they were doing the regular Friday night thing, where they get in their car, and they go to a park near their apartment, and they play some Pokemon Go, and they have a good time, and they witnessed an armed robbery, and they tried to escape, and she got shot in the back of the head, and then they went to the hospital, and then she died, because Pokemon Go is serious business, and what she witnessed was Team Rocket fucking coming for someone.
Oh my god, dude, what the fuck? That's legit terrible. Oh man, she was only 21.
Mm-hmm.
She was walking in a park.
She wasn't even walking in the park. She was sitting in her car.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can't even sit in your car? This is America.
You can't even sit in your car and play Pokemon Go. It's dangerous out there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Guys, protect your neck. Watch your backs.
Don't play Pokemon Go after dark.
Oh,
maybe?
man.
I mean, there's a reason they turned all the raids off at 9. But
I mean, it's true, but like, fuck. Late night Pokemon Go was a fucking vibe, especially like in the first couple of months.
Oh, dude, yeah, over summer, absolutely crazy.
You could just like walk through downtown and it's like, holy shit, there's like 80 people out here. It's like, yeah, man, this is where you get fighting types. And it's like, oh, fuck, like, what? That's not a joke? I'm in.
Yeah, there's a rare Dratini spawn down this road. You just gotta wait like 15 minutes and everyone will surge forward like a zombie.
Man, this fucking sucks.
It does suck.
Yeah.
Also, there are no suspects.
Of course there aren't. Jesus Christ. Condolences to her and hers.
Yep. It's
hope
tough.
They find peace.
I hope her boyfriend gets some counseling, because he will. That's big spooks. That's big spooks during spooky month. Not cool. She just wanted a Mimikyu. Or a Pikachu dressed like a Mimikyu. Life's hard. So other than that, that's the news part. Now we gotta do the part called What Came Out on Steam Today, which I think Rocky actually has down at this point.
Okay. 75 games came out on Steam yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
10 games today.
Okay.
Our first game is called You Only Lives Twice. Lives is ended with a Z. You Only Lives Twice is a multiplayer zombie apocalypse survival game. It's after the zombie apocalypse, you want to survive at all costs. Do you have what it takes? Play both as humans and zombies in this 2D survival game. Each has a different strategy for winning. Play as humans. Start with nothing and quickly find weapons to protect yourself, but don't let yourself get close to a zombie horde. Play as zombies. Build a giant horde and overwhelm your opponents through sheer force. Multiplayer. Play against 30 other people in real time as you attempt to be the last person/thing standing. Single player. Develop your skills against the computer. Prepare yourself for the multiplayer onslaught. Yeah, this kind of looks like... it kind of looks like an IO game.
Mm-hmm.
Like an IO, like, absorption game or whatever, but, like, you also have guns, where you're just shooting. Like, all the characters are, like, floating circles. It doesn't look good. Not a fan.
Right. Unfortunate.
Next is Blue Lemon Demo. Ooh, this is deep in the uncanny valley. In this game, you will play as Stefan Pierce, a teenager who suffers memory loss, which makes him remember nothing but his name. Now let's find out what exactly is happened to you. Oh god, yeah, these models are like... These faces are pretty creepy, but it looks like it's just like 3D models talking directly to you. Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like that. That doesn't sound like a good thing.
It's still a demo. Blue Lemon is a visual novel with a lot of animation to deliver its stories. It also has mini games inside it, turn-based strategy game, to determine the flow of the story. If you like the turn-based strategy game with a lot of cutscenes and rich stories, Blue Lemon might just be perfect for you. In this game, you will play as Stefan Pierce. Oh yeah, we already did that. Total story's words, about 12,000 words. Total playtime, 20 to 30 hours. It's not out yet. Like, this is just the demo. The game is supposed to release on December 4th in 2020. So they have a plan. So it looks like a 3D visual novel, and I guess there's going to be a turn-based strategy to it. I hope... Well, they have a year. So, like, I hope it grows in that year. I'll say that. Next is Loli Tower.
Nope.
It is 84 cents.
Does it sound exactly like what I think it is?
It's an RPG. There are lolis in it. The entire description is written in Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At least I think this is Chinese. Looks like Chinese. I'm going to put this into translate, see what I get out of it. Loli Tower is a rhythm and comfortable Magic Tower role-playing game. In the 120-layer design of the Magic Tower, the player will... Oh, it just cuts off. Okay, the player will, I suppose.
The player will!
Manipulating the resurrection of the dead, but the weakened male and genius girls are two distinctive and equally powerful characters, switched through subtle fits. Exquisite combat skills and blast-like knives smashed and obstructed, slashing more than 100 kinds of thousands of unique monsters, and the summit of the enemy. Open the battle. Experience an epic story and ending. Story introduction. After the Ghost King died, he found that the Ghost King did not completely die. Unwilling ghosts. Resurrected by an angel and given 5 days of life. This last 5 days of debilitation, he will lead the genius to raise a female ghost, and no one will become the strongest ghost hunter. The end of the dying. Give up tomorrow and burn yourself. Also complete the inheritance. This is what it says.
What does that mean?
I don't have answers for that. But it is the end of the dying. You gotta complete the inheritance. Give up tomorrow and burn yourself.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I guess. If I gotta.
God, you're really twisting my arm on this one, Loli Tower. Oh, God. Oh, Loli Tower is also 89 cents.
Okay.
The next game is Rescue for 3D Visual Novel Maker. It is $8.49. This content requires the base game 3D visual novel. So...
It's an expansion pack.
It's an expansion pack. They added women in rescue costumes. There's a paramedic. There's a fireman. There are 2 different kinds of lifeguards. One in shorts and a t-shirt. The other in a one-piece bathing suit. And looks like there's a nurse and a surgeon here. Yes. With this rescue DLC, you will get 31 wardrobe variants of firefighters, police, detective, medic, rescue. 36 massage poses. 20 doctor poses. 25 rescue poses. 64 I will save you poses. Doctor's office scene. Hospital laboratory scene. Morgue scene. And prison, which is in parentheses, mega scene. All content of this DLC will be available directly from the game in the menu where you are making the settings of the character. Please note that content of this DLC will be updating. After buying the DLC, you will get all updates for free. Next is Last Protection. This is very short and sweet. The barbarians are trying to enslave your kingdom. Stop them. Build towers that will fire at the enemy. Also, the towers will have their own unique features, which should be used wisely. Use additional skills to keep the enemy out of your castle. Mining the paths that enemies follow, use slowing down to make it difficult for the enemy. Use explosion to destroy crowds of enemies. Can you fight off the hordes of barbarians who destroy everything in their path? Features. Difficult gameplay. Many enemies. Towers with unique features. Additional skills. Mines. Slowdown. Explosion. This is a tower defense game. It's $1.19. Play it or, don't.
Yeah, okay. That doesn't sound great. Doesn't sound awful.
Yeah. Daylife in Japan is our next game. It is a pixel art jigsaw puzzle. Daylife in Japan is a minimalist jigsaw puzzle game with pixel art GIFs instead of images. Recreate beautiful moments about daylife in Japan. 5 beautiful and originally created pixel art GIFs to assemble. Original music composed specifically for this game. 5 different levels of difficulty. Nothing suspicious about its requirements. It is a 59-cent game. The GIFs look neat. So, got 50 cents to throw at Steam? Why not, I guess. Next is Horresco Referens. You are a soldier from an alien race exiled from its native planet. Armed with a deck of cards. Really? That's all I have? Whatever. Armed with a deck of cards, your goal is to make sure that your new home never gets colonized by the neighboring civilizations.
What? What am I supposed to do? Beat him in Crazy Eights?
Horresco Reference is a card adventure game. You are a soldier from an alien race exiled from its native stellar system. Armed with a deck of cards, your goal is to make sure that your new home never gets colonized by the neighboring civilizations. Each civilization evolves on their own, depending on 3 factors: its population, services consumed by its inhabitants, and the energy cost of those services. Manipulate those parameters to achieve your goals. If you die during your mission, a new soldier will be sent. Oh, fuck. Will you manage to stabilize the 7 stars around your stellar system and win the game? Features: 7 stellar systems to visit. Each system has planets and moons you will need to explore. 5 civilizations. Learn the various histories of those civilizations. They all have different units and bosses that you will need to fight. 100 cards. Many bonus and ephemeral cards. You start with 20 cards in your base collection. You will need to accomplish many objectives to unlock new cards. Bonus and ephemeral cards can be bought in shops. A dynamic board. Civilizations can evolve, colonize new stars, or even disappear. A new deck with after every death. Every time you die, you will start back from your stellar system. You will then need to choose 2 civilizations among 5. The cards in your deck will only be able to come from those chosen civilizations. Stunning dialogues. You will find cities on the planets and moons during your journey. Enter those cities to discover shops, but also characters. Be careful when you talk to them. Your choices will have different outcomes. So it's a card adventure game, I guess. But
this is like way of Sushido levels of dumb ways for solving international conflict.
Yeah, and it's played on a hex board like Civilization. So it's like a Civilization X Slay the Spire? Nah, maybe not Slay the Spire. It's not really roguelike. I don't know. But it is a game. It's $6.99. Horresco Reference, I guess. Next is Little Helper. Oh, this looks terrifying. Welcome to the North Pole, where Pump King is now the ruler. Help Santa defeat Pump King once and for all by collecting all the stolen gifts and save Christmas. About this game. Santa needs your help. Santa needs you, a brave elf, to defeat the magical and dishonored Pump King, who is itching to ruin Christmas for everyone. Traverse through the North Pole in this third-person adventure game and save Christmas from Pump King and his army of demanding grasp. Yeah, I don't know. This is a game. I don't think I like it. But, like, you can throw snowballs at stuff, you deliver letters, or collect letters for Santa, and get the gifts from the Pump King, I guess, and other, like, pumpkin-based minions. Little Helper. Next is Farmington County. Farming and country living sim set in a realistic small-town America. Develop the farm of your dreams using tools, tractors, trucks, and other vehicles. Build cabins, sheds, barns, garages, and more with a free-form building system. Grow thousands of crops, raise hundreds of livestock, and expand your business. It is in early access. It's also $14.99. Okay. Clear out the land with hand tools and logging vehicles, and then lay out roads, construct buildings, and set up irrigation. Develop your land from a small farm to a massive operation with thousands of crops and hundreds of animals growing at the same time. Farmington County features a gridless farming and building system. This doesn't look gridless. Make your farm look how you want it. Decorate your farm with small accents or build spacious warehouses, garages, and barns using heavy construction vehicles. Lay out roads and irrigation to keep your farm working like a well-oiled machine. Farmington County is set in an immersive and realistic small-town America. The challenges will be strategic. Which crops to grow in a fast-paced, dynamic economic system, where to store them after harvest, how to bring them to market, how to maintain steady profits. Future updates will focus on developing an expansive, fully fleshed town with NPCs and fun, local experiences. Develop your farm using a collection of trusty hand tools, or use a wide assortment of vehicles to plow, seed, and harvest your crops. Use trucks and transport vehicles to bring your goods to market in an engaging and efficient way. You can have a small, sustainable farm, or a farm with thousands of crops and hundreds of animals growing at the same time, each with their own specific growth characteristics. Fertilize your plants to keep them growing quickly, and watch out for pests, or they will decimate your crops. That's the whole thing. This definitely looks like a bridge between, like, Harvest Moon and Farming Simulator.
But does it look good?
It doesn't look good. It still looks really blocky. Like, its animation style and, like, its models aren't really anything to write home about. The mechanics are, like, those that are in other games. Its UI needs work. Maybe in a year it'll look and feel better, but it's not there yet. I wouldn't throw $15 at it.
Yeah, it sounds like not $15 worth of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And the last game that we have today is Figure Simulator War. Oh boy. In the game, to toys, models, all kinds of sexy toys models wait for you. It's in early access. It's $8.49. About this game. From a third-person free perspective, it manipulates the hero, and the enemy and I each have a base. The first one to destroy the base wins. Mode of attack. Hero independent attack. Build arms, including warriors, archers, wizards, musketeers, aircraft, airships, etc. I really need to know what the rest of etc. is. Build buildings, including arrow tower, turret, laser tower, etc. Conditions of construction. There is an energy tank below, which increases with time, and 24 points is the upper limit. Each arms buildings has a different energy consumption. Hero attacks also consume energy. Gameplay strategy. Choose the arms to fight against each other against different enemies, or attack independently by heroes. A hero runs or acts as a shield to protect and accumulate our arms, with 99% against the 1%. Okay.
Okay. Sure. Alright.
Use the defense tower to directly attack the enemy base. So, the heroes, right? They definitely look like waifu models running around on like a Dynasty Warriors thing, but they're all like shiny plastic toys.
Okay.
And there are like buildings that I assume you can fight against, and there are like minions on the ground. So it's like a real-time Dynasty Warriors X RTS with Animu model figures as the heroes. It's $8.49. Currently on sale. I mean, this is someone's bag.
This is someone's bag, it's just not ours.
Not our bag, no. This looks really silly, holy shit. But that's what came out on Steam today. This has been Impossible Coin. We are down a member, Brian, but he's with us in spirit. He's haunting us right now. If you like what you heard, or even if you didn't, go ahead and feel free and leave us a review wherever you found this podcast. We are on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and Stitcher. If you could leave a review on iTunes, we'd really appreciate it. We would like that very much. There is music at the beginning, middle, and end of this podcast. The beginning and the end was produced by our friend Big Sach. You can find his work at soundcloud.com/BigSachNJ, or you can find him on Twitter at Hillary_Swank. The music in the middle is produced by our friend KevInNA. You can find him on Spotify as KevInNA, or on Twitter at LordFatBoyFresco. Our t-shirt and logo were designed by Lauren Moran. You can follow her on Twitter at Lauren Moran and consider donating to her Patreon. Speaking of Patreons, we have one ourselves. Consider donating to our Patreon. You can get access to our show notes and additional content like the watch-alongs and future anime and wrestling-focused episodes. Speaking of which, shout-outs to the premier waifuologist, Sigurd Albrecht, or waifuologist Sig, for being our newest Patreon. Thank you for coming out and supporting. Really appreciate it. We are also on social media if you want to talk to us a bit more immediately. Brian is on Facebook and Patreon. I'm usually on Twitter, and Tegan's on Tumblr. And that's us. That's Impossible Coin.
I mean, that is us. God. How does Brian always do this at the end?
He usually thanks everyone for listening, which we should do. Guys, thank you for listening. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we hope to see you next time. And then he would say peace.
And then I would say bye.
And I say later.
You would suck.
Sometimes I don't.
Yeah, sometimes I don't.